Greetings, greetings, greetings. Happy Friday. I hope everybody's doing well and living victoriously the way that we're called to be living. My name is Noreen N. Henry, and I am the founder and owner of Victorious Living Culture, where it is a victorious living movement. And I say movement because so many are living stuck, broken, and mediocre lives when we don't have to. We can. All we have to do is just learn the tools to overcome. And first of all, we need to know that we are stuck, or that we are broken, and that we are living mediocre. So really, it starts with awareness. So that's why it is a victorious living movement. Now, I am an ordained minister, author, author of 18 books, a 6-time international best-selling author, a coach, speaker, trainer, and I keep going because I just love, it's my passion to help people to live the life that we're called to be living. Like, we all go through circumstances, but no matter what the circumstance is, we can still stay in peace. We can have that peace, and we could be in joy, and we can be happy no matter what, even though we're working through the circumstances. Because let's face it, in life, things always come up, and what we have to do is work through them and not let them get the better of us. Hi David, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Hope all is well. So my topic today is comfortable and uncomfortable. So before we get to the topics, we're going to. So I have someone in my background that's supposed to be staying quiet. Thank you, David. Blessings to you too. So I'm gonna just go through some announcements and some events that's coming up before I go on to our topic of comfortable and uncomfortable. So what's coming up is we have a collaboration project that we are looking for 5 people that have stories to tell, that they were stuck and they have overcome, where they can share their story so that they can help someone else. Because when we share our stories, it helps others to know that they're not alone, and it helps others to know that they can overcome too. So it's the testimony when we share our stories. So that's what the collaboration is looking for. Women, not just women, men too, but stuck is not your story. Change is possible. And some of the things that's coming along with that is you'll be a #1 international bestseller, have a billboard with your picture on Times Square. You'll receive 10 books, and those are some of the things that are on this collaboration project. So this is for those that, like I said, have their story and they want to share it, but they not ready to write a full book yet, so they can be included in the collaboration. And it's for those that want a wider audience, because we can always have a wider audience. So if that's you, I encourage you to join us in this movement, because this is a movement where it's going to continue. Right, this will continue. And what's one of the things with being in a book? It stays around forever. So people will be hearing your testimonies forever. Another event coming up is next Tuesday. I'll be interviewed by the let me get the name. Forgot the name. National Black Book Festival. So that's going to be on Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to join me for that. On March 25th, I will be doing a master class. It's called Stuck Is Not Your Story, Becoming Aware. And that's going to be March 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern. You will have to register for that. And so with that, if you are somebody that you're thinking about seeing growth, you want growth, and you're stuck in an area, and you need to become aware and help to become aware of it, because sometimes we can be stuck and we don't know that we're stuck. I would love for you to join me, because this is actually a powerful movement, because that's what it is. It's a movement that I am a part of, and Amplify Her. This is where this is going to take place. And so I'll be featured as a Victorious Living expert. So that's the masterclass that will take place on March 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And as a featured voice, when you register for the masterclass, you will also be gifted a bonus for 30-day access to the Amplify Her Inner Circle, which includes a free pass to other upcoming masterclasses, as well as trainings in the areas of speaking, media, and marketing. So, hi Felicia, how are you? It's 2 a.m. in London. What are you still doing awake? Thank you. Glad you like my view, and thank you for joining. Well, you know that's where I'm from originally. I'm from Forest Gate in East London. I was hoping to get there this year, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen because we are, for my school, the school that I went to, we're planning a reunion. Do I want to say the year, the number? We're planning a 40-year reunion. And I haven't seen many people, many of our schoolmates for so many years, and I would love to come, but because of all that's going on, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come. So, even if it's going to take place, so I would love to come, and then we could get to meet up. So I got to make sure that when I am coming to London, I will have to let you know so that we could get together. That would be awesome, right? To get to meet up. Yes, I know. Wow. Because we have a group for our school. We have a Facebook group. I'm in New York. I'm in the States. We have a group for our school, and so when our classmate put that in the posted about us having a reunion, like I think she said who would be interested, and like I'm interested. But when 40 years, and I thought about it, I'm like 40 years. That's a big number, and it really is 40 years. So it's actually last year. 40 years was last year, but it's just like wow, wow. Hi Willard, thank you for watching. So I've been in the States. I don't want to say. I've been in the States. How long have I been in the States? This year actually makes 39 years that I've been living in the States, because I came here as a teenager. I was very young when I came here, so I've been spending most of my life here in the States. And when I get to come back, I get to come back. The last time I was there, I was in Stratford, and a lot of my family were from East London, but some were from North London and in Essex, but the majority of the family that I grew up with is in East London. But everybody's all over the place now. A lot of families moved out of East London. But yes, let me get back to. Let me focus. It's that 40 years. Like what? Yes, I'm very young. I know I don't look like it. My grandchildren, when I'm walking on the street, people will think that they're my children. And one time we were in the store. My grandson was calling grandma. So the man looked at me, grandma. I was expecting him to say mom. So 40 years. It doesn't look like it, but that's just how we are, right? We got good skin, and it's how we take care of ourselves too, right? So that's what helps to make a difference too. So I'm actually glad I don't look my age. So, okay, let me get back on track. So our what I'm going to talk about next was another event. So we have an event coming up on April 17th, and that's going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern, and that is a course. It's a course where it's going to be talking about you are blessed with the youth gene. Thank you. Now I'm not. I need to focus. I need to stop laughing because I'm very easy to laugh. So with this course, even though I'm easy to laugh, I am serious with things. So with this course, this is it's an overcomer course. So it's going to be talking about the why, getting to the root of. Bye Willard, thanks for stopping by. Get into the root, and hope all is well with you and your family. So it's getting to the root of why we we have habits that is like hard to shake. So we're going to get to the why of it, get to the root of it, and then talk about ways to overcome it and create new habits. So it's powerful. It's powerful. The comments that I've gotten from giving this course before is powerful. So I encourage you to join us. And so that's April 17th at 12 p.m. Eastern. And so if this is not for you, if there's somebody that you know that's having issues, because the main topic really is it's actually food addiction. So it's talking about overcoming it, and that's so. If it's somebody that, if it's not for you, but you know somebody that it could help, tell them about it, because it's powerful. It's a powerful course, and so that's what that one is about. And so with that, I would like you to join my community. We have a community, Victorious Living, and it's facebook.com/groups/Victorious Living COM, COMM, and that's where you can join us in that group, because we're getting ready to have a 3-day challenge soon. Send you an invite. Sure, I will send you an invite. And so those are the announcements right now. So I encourage you to join the group, facebook.com/group/Victorious Living COM, COMM. And we'll, like I said, we're gonna be having a 3-day challenge coming up soon. So it's gonna be announced more soon. So let's get to the topic of, what did I say the topic is? Comfortable and uncomfortable. I'm laughing also because I got my grandson, he's behind me and he's looking at me and making faces. So comfortable and uncomfortable. So comfortable is providing physical ease and relaxation. Uncomfortable means causing or feeling unease or awkwardness. So why am I asking about comfortable and uncomfortable? So for me, one of the things I was uncomfortable in was when I developed emotional eating, it progressed to food addiction. But when I first started eating emotionally, I ended up gaining excess weight on my body. And with gaining that weight, I was never comfortable with it, never comfortable. And what happened was, even though I was uncomfortable with it, I still struggled with emotional eating. I did not like how what I had allowed to happen to my body. I did not like, sometimes I wouldn't go out, sometimes, in fact, when I started, because it's a vicious cycle, but when I started it, I was embarrassed of the excess weight on my body. So when I would buy, because I had to buy new clothes, so what I would do was cut out the label in the clothes so that nobody would see the size that I'm actually wearing, but it didn't make a difference. So this is where I was uncomfortable. So even though I was uncomfortable, it was still a struggle. So this is why it just came to me today to talk about the topic of comfortable and uncomfortable. So it looked like I was comfortable because nobody knew what I was really feeling inside. Nobody knew. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. And so it looked like I was comfortable, but I was not. I was uncomfortable with the size of my body, and it was as a result of emotional eating that progressed to food addiction. So and there's a root of it. There's a reason why it happened, right? So really, what it boiled down to was being unhappy, and so that was a vice. Just like when people have the vice of alcohol or drugs. In this case, for me, it was food, right? And so with the comfortable, it looked like it, but I wasn't. So with that, what happened after a while, I mean, I was stuck in it. I was stuck in that vicious cycle, wanting to come out of it, wanting to be back to the size that is comfortable for my body, that I feel good in my body. And it's for years. It's for years I was stuck in this cycle, uncomfortable. where everybody would think that I am comfortable. So after a while, I would do different things. I did dieting. I did diet after diet. I did exercises. I would have to, because I love to exercise. Right? I know people look at me and think like she doesn't exercise. That's why she's so not the size that she should be. That's why she's overweight. But no, I actually love to exercise. I've got my Zumba DVDs and I've got my different ones I have. I actually love to exercise. Exercise is not an issue for me. It's actually the food was an issue for me, and so I would diet. I would do a diet, lose weight, and then something would trigger it, and then I would lose it, not continue on with that, and then what would happen? End up gaining back weight and sometimes extra, right? Sometimes some extra baggage. So what they call that is yo-yo dieting, and so that's not a good thing. So with that happening, what it is to get to the root of what the issue is in order to get over it or in order to conquer that, right? And because I'm on my journey. I don't emotional eat anymore. I'm creating new habits, getting rid of the old habits and creating new habits, unlearning and relearning. And so there's so much to it. So there was a point where I wrote my book. I wrote my story called Food Addiction, The Struggle Has Been Real. And when I was writing that book, it took me 4 days to write that book. And it took me 4 days to write it because it's stuff that was buried inside of me that nobody knew that I was doing. Nobody knew. When I say nobody knew what I was dealing with suffering in silence, with this dreaded disease, because that's what it is. It's a disease. But I believe that I was led to write the book because you hear so much more about drug addiction or alcohol. You hear so much more about other addictions, but you don't hear much about food. So for me, I believe I was led to write that so that it can bring an awareness, so that it can show that you're not alone, because so many people suffer in silence. And then we can get the proper help to overcome it, right? Because when I was writing this book, before I was writing this book, I was actually writing an outline to write a children's book. Hi Alfred, thank you for watching. I was doing an outline to write a children's book, but I was led to switch to write this story, to write the food addiction story. So I will have my children's book, but at that point, that's what I was doing. And the leading of the Lord had me to change the direction and write my story. And as I was writing the story, I was and telling people about it. People were being free. Like people started to tell me their issues, and I was actually even surprised. Like with some people that told me their issues, I was surprised. They're like, "You're so slim and you have issues." I was actually surprised at it. But with me just talking about it and talking about my book, I was seeing people being set free from that alone. So that's why I know the Lord led me to write my story, because it's not about me. It's not about me. Everything that, and it's for everybody. Whatever we go through, it gets turned around for the good. So with me suffering for years, now I understand other people, right? I understand their journey. And then now it turns around now that I have programs, I'm writing books, like I have my book here. So the food addiction, the struggle has been real. This is my story. And it actually continues. So there's going to be a part 2 to that story. There's going to be a sequel to that story. Because even though I wrote that story, the certain struggles still continued on. So I am on my journey. It's not complete, but I'm on my journey. So I'm not where I was, which I'm thankful for. But I'm not where I want to be. But I'm on my journey, and I will get there because I am an overcomer. So I'm gonna give you three tips. 3 tips. I forgot what they are. So the first one is, it's freeing. It's freeing. When you talk about, you're suffering in silence and struggling, whatever the issue is, when you start to speak about it, it's freeing. It frees you up. Like when I wrote the book in 4 days, I felt like a weight lifted off of me because I was suffering in silence for so many years. I can feel that I'm getting emotional now because nobody knew. Thank you, Felicia. Like nobody knew what I was suffering with, and so nobody understood, right? And so people would say to me, just lose the weight, just lose the weight. And it's back then I didn't even know what the issue was, right? So that's why it's making me tear up. And I'm not normally tear up when I'm doing these, but it's making me tear up because I suffered for years in silence, and nobody knew, not one person knew what I was going through, and until I started to talk about it. And when I really started to talk about it was when I wrote the book, and that's what the Lord led me to do. So the first thing is to talk about it and talk to people that will understand too, because you can't talk with anybody because not every anybody is going to understand what your issue is. So talk about it because it is freeing, and I'm speaking for myself. It is so freeing. And so the second thing is it helps to set others free. As you tell your story, it helps to set others free. Like I said, when I was writing the book and talking to other people about it, they were telling me their stories. So it helps to set others free. We're not alone. We're not alone. You don't need to suffer in silence. You're not alone because there's so many going through the same struggles. And what's the other thing? I don't even remember what it is now. I forgot my third tip. Because I'm not following what my notes I have. I'm not following it, am I? So the second one is use this formula. There's this formula called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So whenever we're going through something and we want to do something and we don't want to do it, there's this formula to use. You're thinking something, you don't want to do it, like you need to go exercise, you don't want to do it. Say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it switches the brain, and then you go and do it. You just go and do it. And this was by a lady named Mel Robbins. She actually wrote a book about it, so you can look that up and use that as a tool, because that's what it is. We have to use tools that will help us in life. So that's one of the tools, to use a simple thing like that. When you want to do something or you don't want to do something, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch and go and do it. So that's one of the tips. Another tip is to analyze your life, to see where you are. Right, do a real self-reflection of your life. Because if I wasn't analyzing my life and doing a self-reflection, I would still be stuck in that cycle of emotional eating, in that cycle of the food addiction and the other things that come along with it. Because when somebody's an emotional eater, it progresses into different things, like eating for no reason, binge eating, like all these different things. So that's why it's a journey. For me, it's a journey, because some people can do things right away, but for me, I know it's a journey. Undoing each thing, working on undoing each thing until I get to that point of where I need to totally be. So I'm on my journey. Like I said, I'm not where I was. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was. And the third one is to set goals. Set goals. Like, what it is you want to achieve? Like eating better, eating better meals and exercising. Because there's people that tell me they don't like to exercise. So whatever it is that you want to achieve, set a goal for it and work that goal until you get to where you are going. And remember that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, it's a journey. So you keep going day by day, day by day. So I hope that this is helpful for you. I really hope that it is helpful for you. And if you need to speak to somebody, you can always reach out to me. And remember that I have the upcoming programs and I have the Victorious Living group. And like I said, the Lord led me to write my story and create programs to help other people that have suffering the way that I have been suffering in silence. But not anymore. Not anymore. I'm free to speak about the issues that I had because I know that it's going to help somebody else. It's going to help to set somebody free. So thank you for listening, and thank you for those on the replay. Um, Feel free to reach out to me. And hi Yvette, thank you for joining. And I'm just getting ready to sign off. But thank you all for being on here with me. I enjoyed interacting with you and engaging with you. And until the next time, I am Noreen N. Henry, your Victorious Living Strategist. Bye for now, because remember that there is always hope, because victorious living is possible. Bye.